River Plate or Boca?
I don't really have a
because
preference.
I was forced to decide a few days ago, and I sided with Boca. I'm a Boca man.
In that case, I'll go River Plate.
Ah,
you guys suck. That and more coming up in the next few minutes as myself and Nico are here for a Q&A. I'm glad we finally got to do this.
Yes, absolutely. I'm back. I haven't been on in like half a year.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever. Angelina's doing a fantastic job, by the way, so you got some competition.
Way better than me. I've seen the videos. She's way better than me. Why am I here?
And if you're wondering why we're speaking so quietly, it's because there's a very echoey room.
We're in a new studio and it's not completely done yet. So we gotta be a bit.
Right, let's crack on with the questions, because the first one's from me, well, from Johnny Nick, actually. Who will make more of a positive impact, Pjanic at Barca or Arthur at Juventus?
I mean, as for now, July 2020, Pjanic obviously is the better player at the moment. So maybe for next season it would be Pjanic, but who got the better deal? Like, I think that Juve, and because Arthur, whatever you want to call him, has a chance to be a really good player for 10 more years, 7 more years, and Pjanic certainly does not have that.
I feel like Barca needed the money. This is the reports I've seen online, because
what did they get? Didn't they only get like 10 million on top or something?
if you change the Pjanic price. Yeah. So the 10 million is worth losing a player who could be phenomenal. Obviously, they didn't rate him that highly.
I think that Barca is just doing a horrible job in the last. I mean, now they pack Griezmann on the bench and they're like, well, we don't need to beat that guy. And
I don't know. I feel like it's like you just ruining the house before you give it back to the new president next summer, and you just leave him the keys and like enjoy that mess.
Have fun. I'm out. I'm sorry what happened in the bathroom. That was not me.
This is real shit show. Right, you next.
I got one from Furious Gamer. Real Madrid are making a mistake selling Hakimi to Inter because he has been brilliant in Dortmund and could replace Carvajal. What is your take on this?
So this has actually just gone through. I got a notification on this brand new Onefootball app. This, on the face of it, seems to be purely tactical. So the way that Antonio Conte plays with flying wing backs, the way that he's played at Dortmund this season and last season so well, doesn't suit Real Madrid. Real Madrid are becoming a very solid defensive side with Carvajal as a right back, not a wing back. And the amount of wingers that Real Madrid have got as well, you don't want to play wing backs and wingers, that's a bit kind of crazy.
That doesn't work.
It kind of doesn't fit in.
And I completely understand the move from his perspective.
Oh yeah, from his, He
fits perfectly into the Inter team. And from what you hear from his his camp, it was pretty obvious for him early on.
Yeah.
When the Inter interest came through, for him it was apparently very early on. He was like, I'm going to Inter, and I like it. I like what Inter is doing there. And I can't lie.
And I like that it's a footballing tactical reason.
Yeah.
And not like, who's going to offer me the most money?
Yeah.
Like, he's thought about it football-wise, and I like that.
And still, Real Madrid, money will never be the biggest issue for them. And they have a matching right. So whenever another club will offer like a transfer for Hakimi, Real Madrid gets a call. Inter's on the phone and say, okay, whoever, FC Bayern just offered us 60 million euros, what are you doing? And then they can say, yeah, check, we're offering it too. Or
okay,
so
that makes normal sense.
They still have a little bit of a, so as long as he's at Inter, they can't do shit. The second Inter wants to sell him, Real Madrid basically can decide to bring him back.
I'm not sure by then they're going to be playing wing backs, but who knows. Next up, Clay Chapman has said, how far do you think Pulisic's career will go? He seems to be a very talented prospect, but is Chelsea the right place for him to go from what he is now to world class?
I mean, I would honestly, I think he's in a great spot where he is. I think he has the possibility to grow with that Chelsea team. Just as other players have grown into world-class players with a team that wasn't world-class at the start, but got there. Liverpool is the best example. There are some players in the Liverpool squad that are now considered world-class players that weren't
at the beginning,
right? And I think Pulisic is we saw it in the game versus Manchester City again. It was an important game. This dude is ice cold, balls of steel, and I think sky is the limit for him. I love him, and I honestly think that why not? Why not at Chelsea? Where would he go?
As long as they're in the Champions League for most seasons, he could have the same career as Hazard. Hazard went from Lille to Chelsea, and he developed into Chelsea's best player and then got a massive move when he was at the top level. And Chelsea in some of those seasons finished 10th, finished 8th, but out of European competition. So I feel like Pulisic is in a good spot. I wouldn't say he needs to be at a better side right now.
But you're right when you say they need to qualify for Champions League because that kind of player like Pulisic, he needs. But that's half of Chelsea's team need to play.
That's half of the best players in Europe.
Yeah.
You need to be in the best competition.
Yeah, no,
absolutely.
All right, next question from Just Neil. I think we could see one of the best title races next season, as Chelsea, Liverpool, United, and City are all title contenders. What are your thoughts?
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one. I'm not actually so convinced. It'll probably come back to bite me. I just think Liverpool are too good.
But don't you think that there might be there's some fatigue, after this title, this insane season?
Maybe.
But normally that's not the club
yeah,
style.
Liverpool's team at the moment has shown no sign of slowing down. I think the oldest player in their team is James Milner, and he's probably one of the fittest.
That's right, he's insane.
The rest of them are at incredible age to continue for the next few years. They're a good blend of youth and incredible experience, reaching their peak at 27, 28, 29. Chelsea have improved, 2 good signings. City will probably improve. Manchester United have definitely improved. There's improving, then there's reaching Liverpool levels of talent.
Yeah.
Look, and there's so many points clear. Put it this way, it wouldn't surprise me if the opposite happened. It wouldn't surprise me if we didn't have a title race and Liverpool won quite comfortably again next season.
So, because track record of Jurgen Klopp is, as in Mainz and in Dortmund, whenever you thought that team just peaked, like in Dortmund, the first championship, they stepped it up another level in the next season. So that is a scary idea for the
to get better.
But I tend to agree, and I think as much as I like what United is doing recently, what Chelsea is doing most of all, if you look at the squads, that's not Liverpool level.
So, no, not at all. I think they're just too good for next season, I think. Nkwebo Majosi has said...
What was the name again? I didn't.
Nkwebo Majosi. I got it. Do you see Havertz moving to Real Madrid in the near future, or do you see him staying at Leverkusen for another season?
That's a difficult one. Because the thing with Havertz is that Leverkusen is in a quite comfortable situation. They don't necessarily need any money for him this summer. He's under contract, and they made it pretty clear that it's 100 million at least, or he's not going anywhere.
Nothing,
And I don't see anybody paying 100 million this year. Not Real Madrid. Do you think we will see a 100 million transfer this summer?
No. Certainly not for Havertz.
I can't see it, and I think that Kai Havertz is a very smart dude. He's very well managed. Has honestly one of the few how's it called? Spielerberater and agents. One of the very few agents I ever talked to in my life is one of Kai Havertz, and he's actually a great dude. He's not a greedy guy. Whatever.
They seem very grounded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think they're gonna they're chilling out right now. After cup final on Sunday, but they will just have a look. Who's there? What are the offers? And if Leverkusen says no, then I think Kai Havertz won't be too mad about playing another season.
My only question is, they were beaten on the final day of the season to Champions League by Gladbach.
That is right, and that obviously,
The one thing is that there's Europa League next season.
Exactly, and that is the only thing that maybe Kai Havertz says, look, I need to play Champions League, but I don't think he's in the position.
He's 20. He doesn't need it now.
And he's not the kind of guy, he's too smart to force a move. He's not going to be the guy that doesn't go to training camp and be like, I got a cuff. He's not doing that. So, I think he's rather swallow that pill and play a EuroLeague season rather than forcing a move. All right, Tom Veloso. Matt, which player currently in South America would you like to see in the Premier League?
Ooh, which South American player? That's a tough one.
Tevez.
Not Tevez anymore. It used to be Palacios at Boca before he moved to River Plate. Sorry. Whoa. Angered a lot of fans there.
By the way, River Plate or Boca?
I don't really have a
because
preference.
I was forced to decide a few days ago, and I sided with Boca. I'm a Boca man.
In that case, I'll go River Plate.
You
guys suck. Palacios, but he went to Leverkusen, so
right.
I'd still love to see him in the Premier League. I think the one I want to see the most, and purely because he's so exciting, is Gabriel Barbosa.
Oh yeah.
Obviously it didn't work out at Inter Milan. They sold him back to Flamengo, where he's still banging in the goals, and there's just something about a Brazilian striker who can score those goals that's so exciting that I think most leagues would love to have him.
I'll throw in Thiago Almada, the Argentinian wonder kid that I only know from Football Manager. That's fine.
He plays for Vélez, isn't it?
Vélez,
yeah.
And Vélez Sarsfield also has a striker, an Argentinian striker who's like David Romario or something. He's like 22 and he's like one of the top goal scorers in the league.
Oh.
So
I know that Alvaro was linked with United, but I think everyone's linked with Man United.
Yeah,
so, but I definitely know who he is.
Also, Amada, he weighs like 15 kilos. Like, I don't think he's Premier League ready.
You've been looking at his stats on Football Manager. Right, Big Dan next up says, should Corentin Tolisso be sold this summer?
Yeah, probably.
I feel like he is going to,
Clearly, Leon Goretzka, like, it was an open race at the start of the season, basically. The question was actually, when Kovac was still there and Kimmich was planned to be fullback, the question was, well, who's it going to be, Goretzka or Corentin Tolisso
alongside
next to
Thiago? Yeah.
And then Goretzka was probably the best player in the entire league after the Corona break.
He did like a Captain America transformation.
Look, I got tiny arms, but he has like quadruple that. Yeah. It's insane. And Goretzka just looks like an absolute dominant force in the field, and Corentin Tolisso never looked like that. And I think for the sake of his own career, because I still think he can be a great player, he should probably transfer. And actually, he's the kind of player that I could see in the Premier League. He was linked to United at some point, right?
Yeah, he'd be. I think he'd be a good signing. I'm not so sure he kind of lived up to the hype of Bayern, but he's just got to play more football. He had the injuries and.
But he's that kind of player that just could have an absolute breakout season.
Yeah.
Be like, well, yeah, kind of makes sense.
He's still got time. He's 24, isn't he?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm sure he's got a while.
All right, Kumkum Bose, that's the name. Matt, do you think after their defeat against West Ham, Chelsea needs to strengthen their back line with fresh pairs in centre back, or they need only one centre back to replace either Rüdiger or Christensen? If they need new players, please name some good players who ideally fit in Frank Lampard's new team based on their price tag, so that Chelsea are able to afford them in the transfer window. Please answer my question, as I am your 100% big fan. That was a long question.
This is an interesting question, and I feel like it's one that I don't really want to answer because it's far too knee-jerk for me. This seems to be the way with modern football fans, and I'll agree, I'm kind of similar when it comes to being impatient. Chelsea had one bad defeat to West Ham, and now suddenly they need two new centre-backs. What was it? Two new centre-backs and a full-back? Or just one. I mean, Rüdiger is a great defender. He's been brilliant.
Yeah, I like him too. Yeah.
Christensen's a good defender as well. Yes, they need a new left back.
Too, Christensen, right?
Yeah.
23?
Yeah, they need a new left back, but like, this is when I see so many comments, it's like after one game. Oh, did you see this? Or get him out, sack him. Get new centre backs in. And like, you know what? Chelsea were looking for a winner because they're a good team. They got hit on the counter and Yarmolenko scored a winner. That is not cause to buy two new centre-backs. That is extreme in the most. I think Tomori's had a fantastic season, is only going to get better. Christensen's good, as we said. I think Zuma may have hit his peak. I'm not sure Zuma's going to improve too much. But certainly Rüdiger's a brilliant centre-back. And yeah, they could buy another centre-back potentially, but I don't think their first reaction in the changing room is like, damn guys, we need new centre backs.
They walked back in, looked at Rüdiger and Christensen and were like, guys,
pack your stuff,
these
guys.
Two? Nah. I'm never stepping on a pitch ever again with these two centre backs.
It's not that bad. I'm impatient when it comes to like new transfers, but that's a bit extreme. DC21 has said, do you think Dortmund should get rid of Favre and get a coach with winning mentality?
Ooh, what a blow.
Yeah.
What a blow.
Fired.
No, I mean, yes, they could try to do that, but ultimately there is no way for Dortmund winning the league if Bayern doesn't fuck up big time.
Dortmund can try what they like. Bayern's just too good.
They're too far off. Yeah. And Favre has delivered everything that was possible.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you could say they should be in a cup final. You could say they should have beaten Paris Saint-Germain after that first leg. That's all fair. And yes, there are issues with Lucien Favre, and I'm not his biggest fan. But I just don't see anybody who could take over right now.
Yeah, who's going to come in if they get rid of him?
Nobody. They were linked to Nico Kovac.
Ooh.
Like, he would destroy everything that Dortmund football has stand for in the last few years. And I think Dortmund with obviously Hakimi is out. Sancho looks like he's maybe staying.
I'm not too sure on the Sancho one.
They have no reason to sell him.
Yeah, I still think he'll leave.
100 million.
No, less.
No.
No? Okay.
All right. Hot sauce.
Yeah.
It's a hot sauce challenge.
We'll probably have some more of that.
All right. If Sancho leaves Dortmund this summer, Paddy has to eat a spoon of hot sauce. If he stays, Paddy has to eat 2 spoons of hot sauce. All right?
We've made this on behalf of Paddy. I love this.
No, that's better.
It's you. Next up.
All right, I got a question from Emma. To Matt, why do you guys change your theme, your logo, and your background? Did someone buy your channel or company? I don't get it.
I saw a few of these saying, I don't know why you've changed, I don't get it. We just changed. We just decided it was a long time. Not me and Nico, we. No. The whole company decided it was a long time and time for some change and something new. I feel like people were really shocked, like something must have happened. I mean, it's just cool to do something new every once in a while.
Yeah, I think so too. It's just, it was about time to change something, and we're quite happy with it, and we're still working on it, and we're getting better with it every day. And I mean, this looks pretty damn sick if you ask me.
Yeah, I think it's cool. But yeah, obviously all your feedback is very welcome. And as I mentioned before on the channel, it's a learning process. We're still, we've still got loads of bits to do. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on all this stuff. As for why not? Yeah, that's my answer.
Yeah.
Next up, Leo Fistricker said, question for you both. What is your favorite video game?
Oh, like I'm a gamer.
I know, you're much more of a gamer than I am.
So, all time, this is so boring, but all time GTA 5 has to be up there. Red Dead Redemption has to be up there.
Oh, yeah, GTA 5.
And the Football Manager series has to be up there. At the moment though, and that might be interesting, Stranded Deep. I'm obsessed, mate.
Really?
It's a survival game. You're stranded on an island.
Oh, I gathered that.
Yeah, you're stranded deep on an island. And it's absolutely insane. I highly recommend it. It's a great game. I honestly do. What's your?
I mean, aside from GTA and maybe 1 or 2 like racing games, I never played anything outside of sports.
Yeah, Football Manager,
FIFA, Pro Evo. Obviously, the NBA now.
2K. Oh, you started playing 2K.
2K is great.
Over the COVID pandemic.
2K is fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I'm not as much of a big gamer as you. I do know that like Red Dead Redemption was really good.
Yeah.
The Last of Us, I've heard, is excellent as well.
It is, but I own the Xbox, so.
Oh, okay.
But hey, I'll change. PlayStation 5.
Devil May Cry as well. Oof, back in the day. That was a long while ago, though, the first one. There's like a 5th one now.
If I think back to like those days, then there are some games that I could mention.
Actually, like the old arcadey games, like the Mario Bros and that kind of stuff as well. High? Yeah, I like them. They were just so much fun.
Retro gaming, I don't understand that.
You're not a fan? Oh, okay.
No,
Mario Kart?
Just so. But I'd rather play the new Mario Kart than the old ones. But I'm pretty sure that Ryan is
Smash Bros.
Like,
as well.
If Ryan would ever play a video game, I don't know if he does, it would absolutely be from 1980. It would be like just Tetris.
He'd be like Pac-Man on the SNES.
This first tennis game,
Bing, bing. Wasn't it just called Pong? Yeah. Crazy. Producer Ryan, old school. Right, we're finishing up with the last one.
I got one last one from Abby Milson. Hey Matt, my question is, who's going to win FA Cup out of the teams that are left? Leave this to a poll. We won't.
We are going to leave this to a poll.
Oh man.
Asking you guys, so the FA Cup semi-finals sees Manchester United against Chelsea and Arsenal against Manchester City. It is very boring that it's 4 of the top 6 in the semi-final with no one interesting.
But it's an interesting mix because okay, what are the matchups again?
So City Arsenal I think is pretty much nailed on City win.
Yeah.
But United Chelsea is very interesting. I'm just going to edge United at the moment and go for a Manchester final. I can't decide it on one-off game. We will leave a poll above Nico's head so you can decide who's going to be the winner out of the semi-final 4.
Jesus, I can't believe they're all voting for City.
Yeah. God damn it. That is all from us though. Thank you so much, as always, for all of your questions for myself and Nico and whoever's being my guest. Every single Wednesday night in the YouTube community tab is where you can find the post to leave all of your questions. But aside from that, have a great weekend. We'll see you guys next time.